And we're back in the studio. So today I'm going to be talking about this guy. Now I've been giving this guy a lot of hate lately. This is the Milwaukee 8-in-1. I was really let down by this thing. I really wanted to like it because the bits and everything are freaking awesome. The handle is comfortable, but it's got a few things on it that were a total let down and a deal breaker. But I've been messing with this thing because, like I said, I really want to like it. And I think I found some fixes to repair it. And it's not the thing that you're thinking of. It's something completely different. So anyway, let's get into it. So here we go. So I've gotten a few comments saying, oh yeah, I'd look up the hack. I don't know if you've watched this, but I've already mentioned that I've seen other people remove the ring in here so you can flip it around, because currently you cannot. Mine is completely stock. But the problem I have with it, like, that's not really a big deal breaker for me. The deal breaker for me is this retention part. This is like super loose. That's the major issue for me. Now, I don't know if it's just mine, but I think I finally figured it out. So we're going to modify this Milwaukee 8-in-1, and I'm going to show you how to do it if you're having the same issues. Now, you've probably seen in other videos, you can just remove the retention ring because currently there is an arrow. You see that arrow right there? It only allows you to put it in one direction, like that. All right, you can't put it in this way. So there is a hack. Now, if you see here, there is a little ring right here. Now this is what prevents you from putting it in the opposite way. I don't know why it's there, but we're gonna take that thing off. So I'm going to use this little pick and this needle nose plier, and we're gonna pull that thing off. You can see here that the ring doesn't go all the way around, like there's actually an opening. So we're gonna go ahead and use our pick here and try to pop that out. And then once we get it out of there, we'll go ahead and try to grab it with our needle nose. And like I've said, I've really been wanting to like this thing, but I think it's pretty ridiculous when you buy a tool and you have to modify it like this. Like, this is kind of ridiculous that I'm having to do that. That's kind of why I haven't done it until now. But I figure everyone keeps telling me, well, just do the Milwaukee hack, and it's like, okay, well, we'll do the hack. Because, I mean, like I said, that's pretty much, this is one of the main reasons why I don't like it. But man, this is a pain in the butt. It does not want to come out. Ah, gotcha. I got it. I got it. All right, cool. So now that we remove that retention ring, you can see here, this is where it's got the grip stuff. So this is the normal direction, right? Where's the arrow? There's the arrow, right? You see that arrow? See that pesky arrow, right? We can only go in that way. Guess what? No more. I don't care about you, arrow. No way. Look at that. Boom. Okay, so we fixed that problem. Now, the next issue we have is the retention, right? This is terrible. Now that I can actually flip it around, I can show you that it does it on both sides. See? So it's just terrible, right? Well, I think I figured out the problem. So I've been looking at this thing and I'm like, there is no way that they released this thing with this crappy retention. Like, this is just terrible. I mean, it's just so loose. It might just be mine, but I think there's other people out there that are having the same issue. But I found the problem and I figured out how this works. So it has to do with the design of this thing, okay? And this is actually a very similar retention system to Klein, but they do it a little bit better. And that's why this isn't an issue. But all right, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera. So if you look, you see this guy right here? That's a little ball bearing. And then surrounding the ball bearing, there's a spring. And basically, when you shove this part into there, you see the ball bearing? So keep an eye on that bearing right there. Watch what happens when I push it in. See how you can see it now? That's because it's pressing in between these little springs, right? So the friction of the ball hitting those springs is what holds that in. Right? Same thing for the other side too. All right? Same thing. So what's ends up happening here is there is three rings, right? So you have one ring on one side and two on the other. But if I take this out, right, and I spin it to the point where I have 4 rings over it because basically it starts off as 4 and then it like curls around. So you start off with 4, but because it's spun around the wrong way, it ends up just having 1 and then 2 on the other side. So anyway, you get like a really weak retention. So if you spin this around to where the ball has, it basically has 2 on each side like that. You see the balls right there? Now there's 2 on each side, okay? So watch what happens when I stick one of these in here. Okay? I'm not sure if this is showing up. You see how there's these on each side? Right here? There's a spring. There's 2 on each now because I spun it around. Now if I put this on this one, pop this in. I fixed it! Look at that. And then we'll spin it around. The retention system has been repaired. Now, this was super annoying for me because I was using this thing up on a scissor lift, and because of the I didn't know about that. This part like flung out and fell down and almost hit someone. But look at this. It's like normal. I mean, it's still not as strong as like the Klein one, but it's not to the point where it's gonna fly out if you fling it like this. I mean, like literally it got caught on my pocket and it like flung out. So in conclusion, would I purchase this tool again? Well, me personally, no, I would not. And it has a lot to do with the issues that it has. When I purchase a tool, I expect it to work straight out of the box. I shouldn't have to go on Google and look up the Milwaukee hack, because I shouldn't have to hack the functionality of a tool. Something like this should have just automatically out of the box just been a feature. Like, I don't even know why they put this little ring on there, and it's super annoying. I shouldn't have to take that off, but honestly, that wasn't really the big deal for me when it came to this tool. The major issue for me was the retention. Now, I've spent a lot of time looking at how this thing was designed because I wanted to see if maybe I could fix it. And I was looking at the design of it, and I was looking at the Klein 11-in-1 because they have similar retention, what do you call it? Retention mechanisms. So basically it's got the ball with the spring around it. Now this one actually is a longer spring. It coils around more times than the Klein. However, Klein uses a much thicker spring, so no matter what position it's in, it's always tight. So I can spin, I'm actually spinning it around here, but it's always got really good retention on there, see? But this one, because they use the thinner spring, if it's turned to a certain point where there isn't 2 on each side of the ball, then you get that really weak retention, and to the point where it's just falling out. But even with that, because of the thinner spring on there, the retention is good. It's usable now, but it's just not as good as this. Like this one, you gotta really see. You see what I mean? Like I pull on it, it actually pulls the middle out. So the retention on this one is greater, and I think that's just because they use a fatter spring. And also I noticed that this one is flat, and this one kind of has like a curve to it. So I don't know if that's something that makes it better, but yeah, that's just kind of a Klein thing. I mean, they just do it better. And I opened this out of the package, it worked, the retention was great. I was able to flip it around without having to take a spring off, which I'm wondering what this is for, because I feel like this is for something. Like there's got to be a reason why they put this on there, but straight out of the box, it didn't work. I was already aware that I could remove that retention ring. I mentioned it in both videos, but again, I shouldn't have to purchase a tool and then modify it. Like I can customize a tool like I did with this one. Everything on it worked. I just added a few things. I changed some of the bits that it came with, but I didn't have to actually manipulate or repair or change the mounting mechanism. Like that's just not what you should have to do. Now, I hope Milwaukee sees this video and sees all the other videos of us removing this retention ring, and hopefully they come out with a 2.0 where they maybe use a thicker spring for this, or maybe make it where it doesn't spin around, because this was unusable. when I got it out of the package, it was completely unusable. I couldn't use it like that. Like, it was just not reliable. Now it actually works great, but I wouldn't buy it again. And if you're stuck with one and you have the retention issue, I hope this video helps you out in figuring out how to make it usable. Because like I said in all the other videos, the bits are amazing. You know, all this is fine. The handle is comfortable. It's just the retention was terrible. I could live with the fact that I could only go one direction. I could live with that. But the retention was a deal breaker for me. But like I said, I like the bits and I will start using this one. But one thing is I don't really use my 11-in-1 anymore because I have my modified, well, customized 14-in-1 HVAC, which I've been absolutely loving. So I forget the name of the person who recommended this to me, but somebody left a thing in the comments that told me to get one of these. And I've actually stole some parts off of my 17-in-1 hybrid, which just made this thing so much better. It just gives me extra sizes and a dedicated port for my 1/4-inch bits. I guess you could kind of say that this is a modification, but the issue with this one where it would just kind of fall out, that is a design flaw, but it still worked. I mean, it was kind of annoying, but it still worked, you know. But they listened and they came up with a solution for it. And all I did was pretty much update this. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at when it comes to Milwaukee 8-in-1. I do like this tool and I really wanted to like it, and now that I've fixed the issues, it's totally usable. I will probably start using it in the field just to kind of see how it works now that I can actually rely on it. Because again, the bits were great, the handle's great, and now I have no restrictions and I don't have to worry about the bits flying out. So anyway, if you purchase one of these and you're having the retention issue and you're annoyed with the fact that you can't flip it out, hopefully this video helps you out in showing you how you can get this thing workable and usable, because it is a great handle, it has great bits on it, and it has the ability to really just dial in the type of bits you want on there. And especially if you don't like those double-sided, you know, proprietary bits, this is a perfect tool for you. I'll probably release a few more videos on this thing now that I actually trust it, so I'll probably use this a lot more. But anyway, hopefully this helps you out if you have a Milwaukee 8-in-1 Shockwave multi-bit tool, or multi-bit screwdriver, I think is the full name of it. It's right there. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, tell me what a horrible technician I am. Hit that bell notification and follow me on Instagram, Facebook. And if you want to support the channel, you can pick up these tools. They're all over the screen, probably right there. And if you like some really good work socks, Camel City Mill, Nighthawk 10 gets you 10% off. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.